So far in our discussion on sports nutrition, we've had an opportunity to talk about caloric needs and expenditures when working out in competition. We've also had an opportunity to talk about fueling prior to and during workouts or competition. So now we want to move into the probably most neglected phase of sports nutrition, which is recovery nutrition. And two main points that I want to make in recovery nutrition is, first of all, point number one is refueling and rebuilding. What we want to do to refuel our body and rebuild ourselves after a workout. And the second one is timing. When to do it, when to get the most advantage and add to our adaptations that we're doing during training. First thing you got to understand is when we get done working out, our body's in a catabolic state, meaning that it is breaking down and it is looking and searching for energy. And part of the energy that it's going to go find, it's going to go take it from lean muscle. If we take it from lean muscle after we work out, we don't allow our bodies to heal. If we don't allow our bodies to heal, then the next time we go to work out or compete, we may be fatigued, we may risk more injuries, we may even lack motivation, not having the energy to be able to go out and perform. So we need to put our body into an anabolic state or a building state. And to do that, we can use nutrition. I have three primary nutrients that we're going to look at as carbohydrates, proteins, and water. Water, when it comes to the amount of water that you lose when you exercise, when you sweat. For every pound that you lose during a workout or during competition, you need to make sure that you're bringing in 20 to 24 ounces of water to replace that. When it comes to carbohydrates and proteins, first of all, carbohydrates are your fuel. That's your body's energy source. We need to put that energy back in. Since it's your fuel, we want to have probably more fuel than we need to have rebuilding, and we rebuild with proteins. So a 2-to-1 to 4-to-1 ratio is what science and the experts have kind of come up with as being a good range. I think we're going to try to focus a little bit closer to being here to that 2-to-1 range when it comes to carbohydrates to proteins. If you're a 180-pound person, that means that you're roughly going to need to bring in, after a workout, a 60 to 75 grams of carbohydrates or 25 to 30 grams of proteins. Now you can easily do that. This is a protein whey bar right here that I have, made by Gatorade. It has 42 grams of carbohydrates and about 20 grams of protein. Now you need to drink additional water on top of that in order to be able to take in the amount of nutrients that you need, both with water and carbohydrates and proteins. But it's pretty good proteins. This is a Hammer Recoverite. This is more of a mixture drink. You'll use about 2 packets of these into about 20 ounces of water. When you do that, you're going to end up with 66 grams of carbohydrates and about 20 grams of protein. We're a little on the light side of protein, but we definitely get in enough carbohydrates when it comes to refueling us. And so once we got those in, they're going to be able to help us build and repair our body. And so the objective then at this point is to figure out what time that we need to be able to put those in. So my second point is timing. When your body gets done exercising, it is looking for nutrients. It's looking for fuel. And when it looks for fuel, it's going to search for it, like we talked about from lean muscles. And your body's cells are wide open, and they're really, really ready for us to get some food into them. Over about 2 hours or 120 minutes, you'll notice from this graph is that your cells will decrease in their availability to be able to bring in these stores. And so usually the metabolic window is talked about between being right after exercise at 0 minutes to within 60 minutes. And I'm going to say that between 0 and 30 minutes is your prime time, your prime feeding time. If you get your 2-to-1 to 4-to-1 ratio, if you get your water in, your body is going to replace those nutrients. You're going to heal, you're going to be able to build, and you're going to be able to maximize the adaptations that you have for training. So it's very important to get the right ratio so you can refuel and rebuild, and it's extremely important to do it with the proper timing. You do that, and you're going to be well on your way to building and growing and becoming a fitter and more competitive athlete. next time we get together, we're going to put all this together and with our pre-nutrition, our recovery nutrition, and talk about cycling when it comes to workouts and your different phases of competition.